Mr. Adam Beasley.
Well, appreciate that, Mr. D-Roy.
And this is episode number 16 of DeathPiles and Taxes. And if you're new around these parts, we talk about death piles and taxes.
I don't know what a death pile is. I don't have one of those.
I just saw your death pile, so don't you be lying to me.
So allegedly the term death pile is when it's on the floor and it doesn't move anywhere. My stuff's not on the floor, prun.
Prun?
Yeah, prun.
Prun?
I was going to say pal and friend at the same time.
Prun? That's a new word?
Well, sure, it works for me. Prun.
Is it listed?
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is listed. Not all of it.
I think if it's a pile somewhere, hung or not, if it's not listed, it's a death pile.
Hey, we got a lot of stuff going on this week. We got it organized.
Hey, first off, I got a bone to pick about last week.
All right.
I've had some people reaching out to me, and Gerald's not too happy with you, man.
Uh-oh.
Gerald down with the guild, down LARPing. Sorry, but he said that he's very offended at the things you said after he helped you out. He goes out of his way to do his taxes here. And if you keep this up, he's not only not going to come to your birthday again next year, which him and all the boys came to, and they made you a cake, and they sang to you karaoke songs, but he's not going to let you come over and watch the Game of Thrones finale if you keep this up. So
Didn't Harry Potter die from a wand? Like to the eyeball? Isn't that what happened?
You got Gerald pretty mad, and he's got a gaggle of men that could come over here, and I think you owe him an apology.
Wasn't he your I don't know what you call that guy. The guy who holds your lance up to you guys' thing you do Thursday night?
The thing you do Thursday. That's what he's getting all upset about.
I'm sorry.
He's been nothing but nice to you. He came to your birthday, he reminded me. He sends you best wishes. He lets people come over here, recommends you to do their taxes, then you slander his good name on the internet.
I didn't use any names.
Well, Gerald knows he's very sensitive.
Is Gerald's a.k.a. James Benson McKnight?
I'm not saying. This is Gerald down at the guild. You know Gerald and Drew.
I know Little Drew.
Not Little Drew, just Drew.
Oh, Big Drew?
Just Drew.
Dr. Droogie Hauser?
Not Dr. Droogie Hauser.
Man, you're getting all kinds of confusters.
And then I have to apologize, too, from last week when I was saying that we had this fun gag that I do where I'd sell answering machines to people on my religious affiliated vacation. Brother Aaron, I'm sorry that I did that to you, and I didn't know it hurt you so bad. And you can have your money back. Thanks for reaching out to me. I'm sorry. It was just all fun and games. It was 20 years ago, so I need to get that off my chest.
Wasn't his first name Glurt?
He was not happy. We didn't have first names, ironically enough.
Oh yeah, it was like brother, right?
We just So apologies. I'll just call you Brother Aaron.
Brother Aaron.
I didn't know that would still hurt you 20 years later. And thanks for listening to the show, though. On a positive note.
You know, I got a good chance to listen through some cassette tapes the other night.
Yeah.
And because I told you I had a bunch of commercials. We did have a clever, catchy tune saying, "Believe it or not, we are not home." We had our own one. I couldn't find the recording, though.
Well, I had to subsidize, but I think we did all right.
Subsidized? Isn't that what your government does for you?
That's how I get my housing.
I figured so.
Hey, I got a story for you. So, me and my wife decided to go to the Sam's Club. We're usually Costco people.
Okay.
But they got some stuff I like over at the Sam's Club, and I was looking for some stuff to resell. And long story short, we took a little trip. My mom had a card, so we borrowed it. And we went over to the Sam's Club. So we're looking around at things and what have you, right? And this girl comes around the frozen food section, and she's wearing this vintage No Doubt shirt from when they first started. And so I'm like,
"Hey, Gwen."
Exactly. I'm like, that shirt is worth some money. But you know what you can't do at the Sam's Club?
Please tell me to say, "Hey, girl, can I buy that shirt off your back?"
You can't go up to the girl and say, "Hey, how much money is it going to take for me to have that shirt off your back?" Right here, right now, how much is that going to take?
Wow.
That's frowned upon.
That means something different in Pahrump.
Yeah, it means something different at Sam's Club, apparently.
Wow.
Apparently it wasn't for sale. So,
or you didn't have enough money.
It wasn't for sale. It was very clearly not for sale, and I shouldn't be asking that kind of thing.
That's the kind of question you don't want to be asking.
Actually, my wife stopped me before I asked. I said, "You see that shirt? How much money do you think that would take?" And she said, "Just keep walking."
So, did you look it up? What do you think? Was it like a $35
shirt?
I
I've sold a No Doubt shirt that shout out to a friend, John Truscott, who I guarantee doesn't even know this podcast exists. But it was one of those, I was, just not old enough to go to the concert, so he was good enough to take my 20 spot and buy me a shirt.
Wow.
And when I first started selling on here, I sold that shirt for like $50-$60 on eBay, and that was like a 96 probably. So I'm guessing this was early 90s, so it's probably a $100 shirt is where I'd be pricing it for. But
there you go, man.
Anyway, so that was my, I had to tell that story, because it's not too often you...
So somebody called you out about a bum answer machine you sold to them about 20 years ago.
It worked just fine. The problem was when they got to their apartment and found out that there was already an answering machine there, and it wasn't so funny, and I wouldn't give them their money back. And apparently hurt some feelings.
Well, I bet it was. Well, you didn't hear about our good week we had. That good closet over there, that room.
The room?
My inventory room.
Yeah.
Denny'd be real proud.
Yeah.
We got clothes wrappers up. We got all kinds of stuff. We went...
I thought I was in a thrift store when I went there. I was making the offers. You wouldn't take it. You're like, no. That's costly a lot more.
It's like you insulting my son last week.
What did I insult your son about?
What? So you don't even remember?
I said, now I don't want to offend you, but I will give you double your money straight up. No hard questions. Now we're gonna get in some cars later.
No.
I tried to double his paycheck, and you're sitting here trying to nickel and dime him. I said, give the kid $50. He told you a funny joke.
Yeah, listen to you.
You think Jay Leno doesn't pay his writers?
Listen to you. I don't want to offend you, but...
What did I say?
That's exactly what you said. I don't want to... He finds this amazing mat for $8.
You
want to rob the kid blind for 16?
Was he offended? Did you feel like you were robbing the thrift store?
Well, no.
I tried to double the kid's money. How much money has that mat made up until now?
Nothing yet.
Exactly. So I was trying to... I was doubling the kid's income, probably putting him on the fast path of life. Matter of fact, he probably owes me an apology.
Wow.
For turning down that offer. I'm an elder.
That sounds like a left-wing stance right there.
He needs to come on in here and apologize. Now we're going to get all political. Oh, I teach that kid a lesson.
You're just sitting on the left side of him. That's all I'm saying.
For weeks I was saying put them kids to work, and then you finally do, and you find a gem. I think you owe me a thank you card.
Listen, you are.
I'm going to get Gerald and the boys up here, and we're going to pick it.
Don't you mean Sir Lancelot?
Well, first off, Sir Lancelot's he's a fictional character.
Oh, I thought that
and
was...
second off, he'd be pretty busy over in England to come over here and pick it in front of your place.
I can't keep up what you guys' names are on Thursday nights.
Well, it's the month ended, right?
Okay.
Let's get back on track.
Yeah. My our room over there. Didn't you see how good that was?
Our month has ended, and I got a text alert from our buddy Waddy.
Oh.
Now...
you already know the answer. We just talked about this.
Well, the people listening don't know. We could have pretended like I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm going to actually run the numbers right now.
Well, let's run the numbers. So he had some interesting things to say. Now, so far this month, he's only at $230. Mm-hmm. Oh, we just had a cell go through
11 minutes ago.
Well, you're looking at that. He said that one of the places he's having success is on the Facebook Market group. So up there, he's able to. Him and his wife are selling things on the Facebook, as well as the eBay, but with the Facebook, they can sell some things that are a little harder to ship. And
a little harder to ship, and I don't want to get into the eBay. I know we're going to get into the seller
update
policy, but you don't have to pay any fees.
No fees. So
that increases your bottom line.
He's sitting about 230, so I know he's nipping at your heels, if not surpassed you. Where are we at?
Just got another update. We got some official numbers. So we're trying a little bit of everything. We've got it on eBay, on Poshmark, and Macari.
Yeah.
So never would have guessed this a month ago. Do you know what I spend doing my late nights now?
I guarantee I know. You're taking pictures and making listings.
Yes, but
what's Netflix
we're
on
learning.
the background?
No, with YouTube.
YouTube. Well, yeah, the YouTube.
I told your boy, the old Cincinnati picker. Last week was first garage sale season of the year.
Yeah.
So I spent all Friday night looking at what I should be looking for at garage sales.
Well, did you find any gems?
Found a couple at the garage sales, but we hit the Goodwill for the first time.
Yeah, it's a Goodwill. It's a good day to go to the Goodwill.
It was a Goodwill, so we got a system all figured out.
Let's hear it.
My kids like to read. They don't want to stand and sift through clothes like you
like you have to.
So each of them, we got a shopping cart. We put them in there. I even went and found like a pillow for my daughter to sit on. They go over to the book section. They get a book and they just sit in the cart and read.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah.
And then you say if any stranger comes to get you, just shout.
Well, no, they're right next to us.
Well, still strangers can come grab them.
Well, you're at the DI. I mean, hey, look what's in that cart.
The kid, free kid.
Free kid.
Book comes with him.
Hey, this kid don't got a tag on it.
How much for the kid?
So we did that, and you saw some of our gems.
You had some really good, actually. I'm a little jealous about some of your finds.
You know, that's the best part. I'm willing to give out my, what do you call it? What do you call it? Your secret sauce?
Sure. Tips and tricks?
Tips and tricks.
Your fishing spot. Well, not your fishing spot. Well, I don't know.
Well,
I call it, you go fishing, you might not give out your spot, but you'll teach them how to cast, right?
One of the things they talked about is coming into springtime. What's everybody doing right now?
They're spring cleaning, decluttering, getting rid of stuff.
Yeah, when's the last time you did that, homie? You probably had hair. Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
it turns out it was yesterday.
Uh-huh.
I had to do some math on that.
I'm sure you did. So everybody's doing the spring cleaning. They're getting rid of stuff, and hopefully they're getting rid of jackets. So that's what we went surfing for. We found some two. I'm thinking they're pretty. What do you call it? Pristine.
They were good finds.
So 2005 leather, heavy Super Bowl jacket with the tag still on it.
Super Bowl is always it was leather. It was nice.
And then the other one was like a Guillermo's or Guimos or something. We looked it up, and I mean it was $200-300 jacket.
The best thing is when you don't know the brands and you're like, oh, and then you look it up and you're like, there's a reason I don't know this brand. It's because it's very expensive.
That's not the normal.
It's not this is I saw this at
George.
Yeah.
Faded Glory.
You're naming them right off my mouth.
Oh, I know. It's funny because now I get that preference. Like I start looking through, I'm like, ooh, that's a nice shirt. Oh, that's one that I would wear.
Yeah, that's why it's nice. Is because I donated it.
That's right. It's funny they were, So we watched a lot of these videos. I mean, that's the best part. Anything you want to learn, you can learn on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, you can listen to this podcast there.
Of course, it's nice to get your information a little bit everywhere. So that's what we were doing. We were watching. I got to look up these names because I got to give these people the credit for it. But there's this.
You can just thank me, and I'll take the credit for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's another left thing to say.
Hey, I'm left. You're right. She's gone.
That's true. She kind of showed how she processed her clothes, and does her listings, and that's what we were trying to copy because we got a lot of stuff. And I want to do it the most effective, best way to do it.
Yeah.
So we kind of went through and she showed us how she did all the stuff on Poshmark, and she listed 72 items.
That's crazy.
In like 3 hours.
Well, with I haven't done Poshmark, but I've done a little Macari or the Facebook stuff, and with eBay, you want to get up as many pictures as you can possible.
Yeah, because you do 12, right?
You can do up to 12, but you want to do at least 4. It helps you in the search rankings and some different things. On those other ones, I don't think it's as important. To get up as many pictures so you can go a little faster that way too, as long as you have good information. And I mean, if there's anything special or whatever that you need to feature, sure, do a picture. But yeah, Macari for sure. I only do 2 or 3 pictures a listing usually.
If my math is right.
Oh my! Well, great. Well, let's drum roll. For the month, your goal was
300.
And what are we sitting at?
302.
That's $2 above and beyond.
Well, it would be including a little bit of stuff that happened in March.
Okay.
That was on my own item.
Well, that's a good goal to set. You're there. I mean,
so there you go.
You got fees and things, but overall, where's that with all that gone? Is that pure profit?
Well, how often do people really talk about pure profit?
Right here on the DeathPiles and Taxes show, my friend.
Well, the best part is whatever we did made, we spent in mileage going to the thrift store.
Sure.
And
you go up to Salt Lake a couple times and cruise around there. It doesn't take long to add up at 50-something cents a mile.
That's right, 50. I think it's like 55 cents. And that Harmon's meal that we went and got, and then I think we went to. I don't even know. Oh yeah, I think we stopped at like Boondocks. I mean, we're just learning, man.
Well, you're gonna have to. The Goodwill outlet. We'll have to do a whole show on that. But you're gonna have to hit up the bins.
I heard we're going to the bins.
That's a whole new world.
My wife was disappointed that we didn't go to the bins.
The Salt Lake NPS is right by the bins too, so that's a good block.
My wife had a good time at the NPS.
NPS is a good place.
So one of the things we found. So NPS is one of the stores we have, but they have the bargain room.
Yeah.
And you get a little bucket.
It used to be the bargain cave, but now it's the bargain room.
Oh, it's a pretty big room.
Yeah.
They have a whole bunch of totes full of all kinds of different stuff. And my kid's like, Dad, can we do it? And I'm like, go ahead. So each one of them got a bucket, and they went to town, and they could pick out everything they want. So I texted you about the one thing, some pictures. They had a whole tote full of Alabama Budweiser koozies.
Roll Tide.
Roll dang tide. And I thought, man, that might be a good item. So I looked it up, and there wasn't a whole lot of them.
Koozies are, they're one of those weird things.
So, and I mean, I think we figured it out. I think we got like 200 of them.
Oh, did you buy them all?
No, we bought them all. You've never seen so many koozies stuffed in a little bucket.
Did they give the trash bag to take them out of the store in?
They did. But actually, I thought about it. I got my own because like they had all these bags. I'm like, I'm going to get a bag too.
Yeah, why not? So
we stuffed a bag in the bucket and kind of gave us our stuff. So we looked at it and we figured we're going to do a clean 12-packer. So we can sell those all for, somewhere around $15 to $20 with shipping because they're super light.
Yeah, that's true. That won't even weigh a pound to ship all that.
And we figured we've got at least about 15 of them that we could do.
Well, I was in there probably a couple days before you because when you sent that over, I knew exactly where you were.
Yeah, you saw it. Yeah.
I bought, probably 70 printed posters in that same bargain bin.
Printed posters? Like what kind?
Screeching Weasels, punk band. From like the early 90-ish, and I happened to have a friend, Andy Fish, who I guarantee is not listening to this podcast either.
He listens to that other one with your buddy?
Probably.
The other guy? What's his name?
He listens to a lot. I'm not going to give people credit if they're not going to talk about my podcast on their show.
Okay, we'll have to get him on.
We'll have a rivalry.
Your roommate from Vernal?
And so I texted him over. I said, "What are these worth?" Because it's like a nice print one.
Okay.
He has no clue, but he was into the punk rock, and it was by some Marvel guy. It was. Anyways, so I bought all that they had of those, and they had to put them in those trash bags. How I knew about it, and people were just so excited. And then I went and looked at some clothes and stuff, and I obviously missed some of the stuff you found, so I'm kind of upset about that.
You know the best part?
What?
You only have 2 eyes. When I go, we got 8.
Well, that's true. Well, I got 2 eyes. Or if the wife comes, she is good at finding things. She can pick them out, but when it's just me, I'm hit and miss.
And we're still in that new phase. We're going out and doing it, but every time you hear the cha-ching, it just makes you want to go even more. But speaking of, what do you call it? Scratch nose weasel or?
The Screeching Weasels.
Screeching Weasels. I may or may not. I know I said that a lot. I've listened to it quite a bit.
I said just May, man.
It is.
Mayday.
I did. No, may or may not. I did sell a Saved by the Bell Screech shirt.
Oh, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, sold.
How much did that take somebody for?
I think it was like $15 or $16 or something.
What you bought for $1 or $2?
I think $1 because I bought it at the fine establishment on Provo.
What's going on now?
I think somebody's dog's barking.
Somebody's trying to break into a vehicle. This high crime district. You need to get. I mean, you're doing taxes. You got money here.
Hey, listen here,
There's
pal.
going to be somebody. I mean, we don't even make the news.
Listen here, pal.
Not for this.
Not for this.
I'm glad we got a special guest we haven't even introduced yet. And he has a vehicle out there, and I fear for his safety walking out after the show with these hooligans going. I mean, if there's not sirens going, there's people dogfighting in the street now.
The only reason he's here is because you're related to him. I mean, he kind of has to.
No, he sells on eBay, man. He sells things.
Well, that's a little tidbit I didn't know.
Yeah, he sells things that I've been promising him for weeks now. So.
Well, he did come in. When he came in, I got a clean one owner of a new hat he gave me.
Oh, did he give you a new one?
I got a brand new one. Did he
Look
have
at
sweat
this.
stains?
Look, I've been sweating like I can't say what through this thing.
That's right.
The Red Rhino. I'll even prop him out. Red Rhino.
Is that something through, what did you the term last week? Silk sheets?
Oh, no. When you're farting through silk, that's a good thing, man. That's what you're doing after you sold that Screech shirt, man. You went out to dinner. You and the wife were all happy. You were farting through silk.
I told you I sold it for $15. I don't know what dinner place you go to.
I go to the dollar menu. You probably feed your whole family $15 if you go to the right,
If you do it right, you go to the barn and you get you a nice, good jar of peanut butter.
You go to the barn?
Yeah, the Red Barn.
You feed your whole family with a jar of peanut butter?
That's my favorite, man.
Oh, I'm sure it's not your kid's favorite. Oh, no. Dad's coming home with the peanut butter again. I'm sorry. I'll be better.
We just did get some really good cinnamon butter from the Costco's.
I'm sure you did.
They only sell them like every 6 months, so we may or may not have bought 4 bins.
You just bulked it up?
Bulked it up, so.
Well, I have a quick story before we get up. We were going to talk about selling coming
There's
up.
no quick stories.
Well, not quick story, but before we get into like shipping, we had a request about
We did have
people asking about shipping.
Brian talked to me again today about shipping.
I've had a couple people ask me about it, so it's not just a Brian problem.
Well,
So that's where when you said it, I said, yeah, this is what we need to address. So.
I had a conversation out here in the parking lot. People thought we were having a rendezvous with
They probably
citizens.
thought you were betting on drugs, dogs, buying drugs. I don't know.
Listen,
I'm a little. I mean,
I don't want you bringing down Payson Main Street bad name.
it's not on Main Street. This is what. This is some side street. All I see is the fire station, some back alley. People are out fighting dogs. There's usually sirens going.
I don't want to.
I'm trying to do an award-winning podcast. I'm fearing for my life.
Barbara giving you a star is not award-winning.
I know. That's why we need an award. That's what I'm trying to produce here, and we got dogs barking and people fighting.
Hold on, we got to stop because if we don't, we'll fall off track.
Okay.
Did you get a BG's thing?
I'm not going to say what I got my mom for Mother's Day before Mother's Day, so when she listens to this, she knows.
Well, you told us last week that's what you're going to get.
Well, I may or may not have. I'll pull it out. I'll pull a Trumpy. May or may not have got a BG's cassette.
I don't know what it was, but have you pulled the trigger and got a gift yet?
Maybe, maybe not.
Okay, as long as I brought it up again.
If I do, I might buy it right off eBay. I've been buying off eBay this week, quite intense.
I got a $5 coupon.
I've been buying a lot of stuff on eBay actually this week.
Yeah, well, that and I found my mother something on eBay.
Well, last week, yeah, I had her something else picked out.
Well, I found something even better.
Did you get your wife something?
Haven't found it yet. Actually, I discussed it with her, and we're gonna pull the trigger
on
her new gift. I can't say it on the airways.
Well, you discussed it with her. She knows.
Well, I had to make
give some guys some ideas.
My wife. It's gonna sound dumb, and I've tried a lot of things.
That's nothing new.
Is that what all my roommates told you? So, I try a lot of things.
You bet you do.
I
man of many talents.
I've tried getting clothing in the past, and I just never got it right. I thought it would look good. I thought it was right, and it just never worked out. And it wasn't like I tried once. Like I tried like several times over, and I just finally said, I'm done. I'm giving up.
Smart man.
I'm just giving up. But then I want to still show that I have some kind of interest. So they really got into this baking stuff. Those what do you call it? Christmas baking shows, and they were all making all these things and cinnamon stuff.
Did you need a judge? I can be an unbiased judge that can come over. I love to eat baked goods, and I don't care if I hurt their feelings. I'll pick a winner. You can't. You have to pick your wife, or else you're in trouble.
That's true.
So next time, think about me.
We'll bring them by blind judge.
Blind judge, and I'll let you know who's the best.
So they had a lot of the things in May. Like while they were working on it, the equipment that we had wasn't quite good enough.
It wasn't up to par.
No, it was subpar.
Oh no!
So those hand mixer turned into a real hand mixer. So I talked to her and talked to my kids, and I think we're going to get a nice brand new KitchenAid mixer.
Wow!
Yeah,
that's stepping it up.
Yeah,
the bar's been set.
So
I apologize for asking now.
Well, yeah.
Now whatever I do is not going to look good enough because it's not going to be a brand new kitchen mixer.
Well, that's what I hear from Holly all the time.
That's not a brand new kitchen mixer?
No, whatever you do is not a good. It's just no comparison.
Nothing compares to you, my friend.
I know.
That was the Prince song.
It
was Sinead O'Connor, but Prince wrote it.
That's what Susan tells me too.
Well, you can have them all then. Just take them all. Is that what you want?
I'm just saying, there's some people who are maybe a little more fond of me than they are of you.
Well, that's a long line of people, I'm sure.
So
if you're more fond of me than Adam, then you can let me know on the Twitter machine. And if you like Adam, you can add Adam up accounting and tell him that he's your favorite.
Don't you buy leads? Isn't that your other job?
Buy leads?
Yeah, leads.
I don't even know what a lead is.
But you're always telling me about these conferences that you go to. I'm supposed to bring a friend of a friend, and I got to bring a list, and you buy leads.
We went over this last week. This is old news.
Oh, okay.
You're just retreading, man. Retread.
Isn't that the whole idea of eBay?
Yeah, I guess what you think about it kind of is. Anyway, before I was so rudely detoured, my short story that I was going to get into, and you were out dogfighting with some guy on the street, bear wrestling, whatever it is you do. The safety guy comes into work, and we had a serious meeting. I thought I'd messed up and was in trouble.
Again.
This was a closed-door meeting.
Knocked down that 50-gallon barrel of honey.
50 gallons would have been nice. With what? actually transpired.
What was it, like 250 gallons of honey you spilled?
It was a Gaylord. I put a hole in a Gaylord of honey once.
Was this on Thursday night with your friends?
No, this was at work. Several jobs ago. I put a hole in the Gaylord. I ripped off the nozzle. It started a slow drain, flooding the warehouse of honey. And I tell you what, you couldn't get the forklift in there because you ever try to drive through honey? It doesn't work. So I get the thing unstuck. Well, first off, my boss was supposed to come over and help me load, and it wasn't OSHA approved, I'll tell you that, with the aisles. And so I was trying to move some pallets to get out of the way so we could load a truck, and I clipped the Gaylord's nozzle. And then, before I know it, honey's starting to come out of it. And I think, well, we got a situation here, so I try to get in with the forklift so I can take it outside so it can drain down the drain. Well, I'm getting stuck in the honey, and so then I got to back her up. Whoa. And so I clear all the vehicles, and I've called over, and I said, we got a little situation here.
Whoa.
And it's still slowly coming out. Well, you want the story. You're going to get the story.
You got to slow down here. You're using terms that regular listeners aren't used to.
And so I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to lose my job today. This is $20,000 worth of honey. This is a bulk pallet, a Gaylord, if you will. And so I'm like, okay. And so they don't know what to do. And I'm like, kind of was my fault, but kind of not my fault, because I wasn't even supposed to be doing this. Kind of hung me out to dry here. Anyways, they had to bring in the cleaning crews that when you have floods and stuff come out.
Hazmat.
Yeah, when you have stuff go bad, and they have to come out and clean stuff.
Hold on. We're referring to this just so we can get terms on the Gaylord and whatever.
Google it. Google.com Gaylord.
Isn't that not safe for work?
Every Thursday, I'm the Gaylord over. I mean, it's what we do.
Okay, so
I may have to edit that out. That's insensitive. I didn't mean that hurtfully.
You punctured an extremely large barrel of honey. And by extremely large, I mean it was probably close to 500 gallons.
Well, it was a pallet, which would be a 40 by 48, and then it was probably about 4 feet high, give or take, full of honey, and the nozzle was protruding, and it wasn't supposed to be protruding at the time, and they really did have pallets like up against it and stuff, and a truck showed up to get loaded. This has been over a decade ago, probably, and truck showed up to get loaded. And I was supposed to be going out, because I was a driver, I was supposed to just go out and drive, but I was going to help, and said, hey, this truck's on the way. Well, could you move those pallets that aren't supposed to be sitting there anyways, because that's an OSHA violation? I said, well, sure. And so I started doing that, clipped the nozzle that was hanging out, that I didn't see when I went into it with the forklift, because it was whoever put the pallet there placed it on the nozzle. And so as I went, I saw that this was a mess and sticky situation occurred, and it went all over this warehouse, man, like all over the floor, all over, like honey, and honey doesn't clean up good. I'm sure I could take you to this place where it was, and you could still find it in rackings and stuff. And so my penance, I thought I was going to be fired, and I wasn't, and my immediate manager was kind of not a kind of person I'd like to sing praises to, not a good guy. But the owner really liked me at the company. So anyways, they decided that I would just have to stay with the cleanup crew until it all got cleaned up, which was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I started like 7 o'clock. So I got a whole bunch of overtime. And you know what I had to do with the cleanup crew? Nothing, because I wasn't certified to do anything. So I just kind of hung out for a long, long night while they were steaming this honey and trying to suck it up with like the stuff that when your house floods. And you get all this water and stuff, and you have to, like that kind of, it was like a disaster cleanup. Crew was in there, 4 or 5 people. That's
what you did on your last safety meeting. This new safety meeting that you just had, I'm sorry, I know but that's one of the stories I've always wanted to hear on it.
Well, let me finish it off then. So then we have to take the empty pallet outside, right? And I just put it over, because there's a sewage drain. So I drag it out there, and it's just drained into the sewage drain. And then we emptied it once that got empty, and they're still trying to clean all out the honey, and you're just sticky. You know when you go into a theater and your shoes just stick to the floor? It was like that till, even after they'd steamed it and tried to clean it and tried to vacuum it up. But you wouldn't believe the bees that get attracted to this sewer drain and to the dumpster that tried to put it in. Swarms and swarms of bees during, it must have been the fall.
You should have bought a bee suit from eBay.
Maybe it was the spring. Maybe that's why I got into eBaying, because I had to have a plan B because stuff happens.
It was your Trevor Hicks sign, remember?
Yeah, but things happen, so it's good to have a plan B sometimes. Get it, B.
Pun intended.
But yeah, so the swarm was there, and it was. Well, you wanted me to get into it.
Well, I know, but now I got.
I was a member. I was a member of the safety team of that organization.
Well, now you got me all kinds of intrigued. We got to get ready for our guest host here.
Well, he shuts the door and writes "Beanie Babies?" Question mark.
Jorge, your safety guy.
His name isn't Jorge. I'm not going to say his name because people in my work listen. I guess they probably know who he is anyways.
Hip hip Jorge.
That was somebody. Who was that the other day when we were talking about Jorge?
Posata.
Okay.
Hip hip Jorge.
I remember the
Posada.
joke, but I can't remember why we were talking about it.
Yankees catcher.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they say at the stadium.
Okay.
Hip hip.
Posada.
No. Hip hip.
George.
Oh, you're just killing me here, man. So your buddy, your new boss, Jorge, brings you into the closed room.
It's some guy that's a manager, and I thought I was in trouble for some safety violation. And he writes on the board, "Beanie Babies?" question mark. This is a closed door early morning meeting.
And you're thinking, what am I got myself into?
And so word gets around that I'm an eBayer, and we've talked about it before a little bit, and that's the same people I've talked to about stuff before. He has an opportunity to buy a bunch of Beanie Babies for really, really cheap and wants to know if he's going to be the next millionaire.
And you told him no?
I had to break the heart. Well, this is what I said. Check the sold and check the completes. But basically, very, very, very few, if any, Beanie Babies are worth anything at this point.
It's that diamond in a haystack you got to have.
But I don't want to burst the bubble.
No.
And so I'm like, do the work, and if you find something, buy it. If not, pass it, move along. But then he comes up to me this Monday,
Okay.
and says, "Hey, I was yard selling over the weekend. Had my first eBay sell."
Boom.
I said, "What'd you get?" He found some GPS that was still in the box. $5, sold it for $80.
Really?
Yep.
Man.
Then he found, I can't remember what else he said he found.
Those are the kind of things I like to
He
hear.
found something he hadn't listed yet, but it was something similar. And I thought, man, it was a Keurig machine, one of those coffee makers.
Oh, yeah.
Found like a blue, purple, some special edition
Yeah.
that he got for like $2 or $3 in the box still.
Now, I don't want everybody to think that it's that easy, but you got to grind.
Well, it's a treasure hunt.
Yeah, and that's what happens. I mean, Derek and I went to the same store, but because he wasn't willing to hustle.
Sam didn't beat me to the Screeching Weasel posters.
Oh, I beat you to the Alabama koozies.
You didn't beat me.
Well, I know you overlooked it, though.
I knew exactly where you were at, and I passed on it. Is what I did.
So what we're saying is there's different things for different people.
But that might come back to haunt me. I didn't think about the 12-pack sell, and that's actually pretty good with. Because I thought one of these, and then it's $2 or $3 to ship.
Yeah.
And who's going to buy it? Blah blah blah. And then I didn't think the 6 or 12-pack, so that's actually smart.
I'm getting on what are those things? The Reddit. I'm gonna get on the Reddit and find one of those groups and kind of post it in there, fluff my own stuff like you do with your MacGyver jacket.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do,
so
man.
that's what we'll do. But man, it's already blowing by.
Well, let me make sure I don't have anything else to hit real fast. Let me talk about sells or shipping, and then we'll take a break after the shipping and talk to old brother Cole here, if that's all right.
All right, so we're gonna get into some diving deep nuts and bolts details right now because we have had some people that give us some feedback. What am I supposed to be doing with shipping?
You know you wants it, you gots to have it. Here comes the shipping talk.
Let's hear it.
So I'm just going to break it down. We've talked about it a little before, but I didn't go into enough detail. And I've had multiple people say, "Okay, I made the rookie mistake with shipping."
Yes, you got to learn.
So first off, where do you make the money when you're buying things? Is it when you sell the item? Is it when you clean up the item? Is it when you buy the item? Is it when you list the item?
You make the money when it gets in your bank account.
Well, a lot of people say you make it when you buy it. That's where the greatest value is. That's where you can negotiate. So if you're going to make money, it's on when you buy it. If you buy it for the right amount, do your research.
Well, isn't that what your death pile is? Your death pile worth garbage until you sell it.
Until you sell it. So if you do your numbers right, that's where your money's coming from. Part of your numbers is going to be shipping.
Yes.
So what I do,
you make money on the shipping.
And I didn't explain it that well, I guess, is when I get my item, say I'm going to sell your stapler right here, right?
That's my good stapler. It's got my name on it.
No, all right. Don't touch my stapler, Milton. So
I'm going to make a half cent on all of this stuff.
So
I'm going to need it to come in on Saturday.
yeah, you get that memo I sent you. So I'm taking my pictures, but in your listing, one thing you're going to want to do is calculate your shipping costs. And like you were saying a couple weeks ago, the difference between 6 ounces and even 12 ounces could be quite a few dollars.
And this is where my buddy, the Cincinnati Picker, said he bought a scale, and he had a shipping station, but he had one also right next to his computer so he can weigh it while he is listing.
Now, I'm to the point now where I know what most T-shirts weigh just by kind of feeling them. There's certain items that you don't, but especially when you're starting out, you're going to want to get you a scale. And you can get that from eBay. You can get it from Amazon. If you sign up with Stamps.com, they're always giving out free scales. And this isn't one of those scales you weigh yourself on. You're going to want something that gives you the fine ounces. So probably something that goes up to 70 pounds, give or take. And, just like your postal scales like Adam used to have in high school in his glove box. These scales that would get all the...
Whoa.
Right? That's what you're telling me. That's how you found out how to measure things really well or something. Weights, grams, something, kilos.
Those were fine instruments that I used in my biology class to weigh
Yeah.
frogs.
In high school.
Yeah, that's what I did in high
It was
school.
a scientific experience.
Yeah, I was a science guy.
Yeah. So he still has his...
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
So he still has his scale from those days.
I don't know what you're talking in kilos.
From your high school days.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so I would take this not calculator, I'm not selling that, I'm selling your stapler. I'd get your measurements, because some things are, oversized.
I know a lot about that.
The USPS, the FedEx, or the post office all have different measurements. They're going to constitute what things are oversized with shipping.
Okay.
So you're going to want to figure out what you're going to ship the thing in. And you're going to want to weigh this all together, get your size, get your dimension, get your weight.
And when you say ship, like you're also talking difference between first class, priority, because there's differences.
Yeah, what I like to do is give different options. So when I'm finalizing my draft, I'm going to go through and do, if it's under a pound, I'm going to do first class because that's the cheapest.
Okay.
I'm also going to do some sort of a priority. If you need priority boxes, you can go to the UPS or USPS website, and they will send you
Post office.
the post office.
I'd like to say that because sometimes I get USPS with UPS.
Yeah.
Which I got a nice UPS shirt in my...
You do over there.
inventory.
What can Brown do for you?
That's right.
If you go to their website, they'll give you free poly mailers, but these are priority, right?
Yeah, they're priority.
They have some bubble wrap mailers. They have some medium flat rate, large flat rate. You can't use those to ship other things.
That's the problem.
But you can use those for flat rate shipping, right?
Yeah.
Priority mail. So go get you some supplies there, and if it fits in one of those things, I'll put one of those options. So
If it fits in chips.
So I'll usually do a first class or a parcel ground, just the cheap, slow way to go. I'll do an expedited, so a priority shipment, whatever size that fits into, and then I always do an overnight option, and I'll tell you why.
Wow.
You remember the Cadbury egg conversation?
I do.
I had somebody on Christmas, I think it was 2 years ago, the day before Christmas Eve, wanted to buy some Cadbury mini eggs. Oh, rolls across the Cadbury cream egg for me right there. The Cadbury mini eggs, he wanted to buy a bag of those for $10 because it was an inside joke for him and his wife.
Okay.
But he needed them by Christmas Eve, which was the next day. So he paid me $40 to overnight ship these to Chicago.
Wow.
So that they could have them in time. If I didn't have that option available,
You wouldn't have sold
I
it.
wouldn't have got the sell. So I always do a cheap rate. I always do a medium 1 to 3 day priority type rate, and I do a overnight.
Man, that's like you've played hardball before because I didn't even know you could do that.
And then if you're a UPS guy, you can do it that way. If you're FedEx, you can do it that way. There's FedEx Smart Post. That's like their slow way, cheap way. If you're doing free shipping, you want to calculate and see how much, and each one of these sites has a calculator. You want to put in your dimensions, you want to put in your weight, and see how much that's going to cost you, because you're going to put that into the price of your item to cover yourself. If not, you will lose money.
On my Seinfeld game, did that the wrong way. Except I didn't really lose money because you paid for the shipping.
Yeah, I lost money. But
That was part of your friendship, too.
but on that, yeah, that went on the slow.
Slow boat to China.
Slow boat to Texas, I believe it was.
It was Texas.
But with that, you dimensions, your weight, like you have no clue. I mean, that was a couple pounds, right?
Yeah.
So that was probably
like 2 or something.
probably $7 to ship somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But that's a big difference. Anything under 16 ounces. So if you're on eBay, one of the things you can get is the bulk rate, like we talked about. they have different shipping prices than other sites. Each site has their own deal.
I know it's way better and way easier. My
So-
wife loves it.
So 16 ounces is first class on eBay. If you go to the post office, I think 13 ounces is where they cut off first class.
Yeah.
If you go to Pirate Ship, I think it's 15 ounces. And if you go to stamps.com, I have no clue.
Thanks, Jack Sparrow. That was a good breakdown.
So I use Pirate Ship. That's the one I like.
I know you do.
And with that, it's been good for me. But again, you're going to put in your dimensions. They have shipping calculators that will tell you what things cost.
So let's just recap that for our newbies, our rookies like I am. You're saying before you say how much an item is going to cost, if you're going to build in shipping or not build in shipping, you better know how much it's going to cost to ship.
Yeah, and I mean, there's
Like a
calculated
real
shipping.
number, not a guesstimation.
If you're going to guess high. So you know if it's 8 ounces like a T-shirt, unless it's way heavy material or way big boys, it's probably going to be under 8 ounces, 8 to 10 at the most. So if you want to go 10 ounces and just cover yourself so you're a little over, it's probably going to be $3.20 to $4. So you put $4.
There you go.
You know you're covered. You
So-
can go that route, or you can put free shipping. I just put in the weight and dimensions like I said last week, and it calculates it for them and shows them.
So that's a very important thing when you're talking about making money. If you don't do your shipping right, you will lose money.
A lot of people lose money in shipping. They'll say, I didn't know it cost that much.
Yeah.
Or here's something that came up, tracking numbers, right?
Yep.
So on eBay, it's going to automatically just do that tracking for you if you buy the postage on there.
Which that, honestly, that's the easiest way possible is through your eBay account. Go in and get it set up to where you can do shipping because the order comes in, you hit a button, you weigh it. Like it's just so much easier. It all goes right through there, and it automatically updates your tracking number.
If you're doing it on some other sites or you're taking it down to the Postal Service, they might not give you a tracking number. Or if you don't request for it, especially if you're handwriting it and you're doing something that's under a pound, they're not going to give you a tracking number. I have my buddy Waddy said, hey, this guy says he didn't get this item I sent him. I said, what's your tracking number? We didn't have a tracking number.
Whoops-a-doodle.
So then it's going to come down to your word against theirs.
Yeah.
Versus if you can say, hey, it's your tracking number, the postman said he left it at your door, eBay will say, hey, you got it.
There you go.
So that's just your rookie type mistakes. We've all been there. We've all done that. Also with shipping, you might guess, and if you're just guessing, you might guess way high or way low. Somebody buys something in Peru, and it's it's about a pound. Well, it's over a pound. Now you have to ship that to Peru. Yeah, you might be out a couple bucks here. That's good with your margins, but that might be an extra $20. Now you're losing big bucks. So
you really need to be careful on those shipping items.
you want to make sure that you got your weight and dimensions down. If it's too big, people can come pick it up at your house. You can do local pickup. You can do freight options. I think we're going to be talking with Cole here pretty soon about some of those options with car type transportation, car parts, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's shipping 101. Hopefully, I covered some things. If not, let us know.
And
We can
here's the
address
best part too is if you don't feel like you're getting enough, which you don't know until you get into it, you can do shipping 102, shipping 110 by going to the old YouTube machine, type in shipping information on eBay.
Yeah, there's plenty of things out there. I
They'll
mean,
pull it up.
you can just go mess around with rates. You can go when you're listing. I mean, there's a calculator there that's going to walk you through it all. So,
Yeah,
and what's it? Measure twice, cut once. Is that the old saying?
I think that's the one.
So, do that because it will affect your pocketbook. Also, with free shipping, do you want to do $7.99 free shipping, or do you want to do
And that was one of the things
$5.22 shipping plus $5
we
for the
talked
item?
about.
Whatever.
Is some people look up items. You can sort by free shipping.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's one of those same things. It's one of those mental things. Like, I'm going to charge you, 15 plus 525 for shipping, but if I tell you it's going to cost $19.99, you're like, ooh.
And free shipping.
And free shipping.
Some
it's
people
like,
that sparkly or the keys waving or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, it's not worth it because, like I say, my things are going to sit for a while, and
It doesn't
then it goes
matter.
up a couple bucks, and I'm losing money.
So that's in with our shipping. Is there anything else you want to cover right now?
Oh man, I think we got it. Let me think.
So that gives us some good nuts and bolts, and we're going to take a little break. We got to go out and make sure that his windows aren't bashed in.
Oh, I don't even dare look. That poor Prius. Poor Prius.
I think somebody's out there trying to borrow your battery.
Actually, I did hear this phrase the other day. I told somebody, thank you. What do you say after thank you?
You're welcome.
No bother.
No bother.
No bother.
No prob, Bob?
No, it's just no bother.
Okay.
So that's no bother.
Was that Jorge from your safety meeting?
First off, George is a hard worker.
I didn't say that he wasn't.
And he's not the safety man.
Okay.
And no, it wasn't. This was a lady.
Well, she's the one that took you into the safety meeting?
No bother.
Okay. You're getting me all kinds of confused, Mr. Costanza.
You just confused yourself, man. We're walking around in circles.
We are.
Let's take a break. We are back. That was an awesome commercial. I can't believe it. Every week they just get better and better, my friend.
That add 'em up accounting guy's real good.
Hey, also, I meant to bring up the spring seller update. We did the early seller update, and now they've done the seller update. Just go ahead and read over that. We might dive into it a little more next week, but we got busy talking about honey gaylords and what have you, so lost track of time, and we got a very special guest that has came to talk to us, so I don't want to take up too much of his time tonight. So just be prepared for that next week. That sound good? Yes, sir, it does. I'm eating me a Cadbury mini egg. I'm out fighting dogs in the street. Hey, we got Cole Shelley with us. Cole, how are you?
Doing good.
Now I'm hitting things. Cole is a car man. I think I called you a gearhead. Is that correct?
Gearhead, that works.
And you have some selling experience in a place where I don't, and that would be eBay Motors, as well with, why don't you tell everyone how many vehicles you currently own?
Whoa. We got to get some details before we get into that.
Well, hold on. Just hear me out here. I got something going.
All right.
Are we counting the ones in the junkyard?
Just that you currently have a title to.
Current title.
Or drive.
Current title count is going to be 4. Current driving is going to be 5.
And how many people are in your current family, immediate family?
An 11-month-old and my wife.
Does she got her driver's license yet?
Who, the wife?
The wife or the 11-year-old?
Both. 11 month.
11 month. I should know. It's my niece. I'll let you know. Cole is my brother-in-law. So let's talk selling cars. What kind of things should people know if they're going to go and get into this eBay motor world?
Selling cars on eBay is historically been kind of a let's look for rare cars, let's look for cars that are unique, special. But more and more lately, it's become more of a commonplace market for you to buy cars. Doesn't matter if they're special, unique, or what have you. There's just so many different vehicles that you can look at, and so and the biggest thing that I've seen is the car parts. Honestly, there's tons of cars you can buy on eBay Motors, but the automobile parts and the motorcycle parts and stuff, that's where the market's big. That's
where there's money to be made. So let's talk about that. I know you had a job a little while ago where that was exactly what you would do. I guess break that down. What were you doing? How would you find the parts? How would you ship the parts? Just go into all the dirty details for these fine folk.
So something that Parumpy has taught us is there's always something lying around for you to sell. And this is true when it comes to auto mechanic shops and even your own garage at home. If you don't have a garage, your carport, your driveway, there's always going to be something around for you to sell. And this was true for me at one of the jobs that I had. And I approached my manager and said, "Hey man, you have all this stuff and I think it could be worth some money. Let's look into seeing if we can sell some of it." Well, we ended up selling thousands and thousands of dollars worth of automobile parts, engine parts, body parts to your car, aftermarket accessories, all different types of auto parts. And again, we sold thousands and thousands of dollars worth of parts. And these were things that he was either A, going to scrap, or B, nothing was. They were just going to sit there and collect and either rust or
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember you telling me that was stuff that was just going to go to the scrap yard, and you actually made a job for yourself at that point to find stuff that they were going to scrap or junk, and you made the guy thousands of dollars, and you were putting them in the crates, the shipping. We were just talking about shipping. I thought what you guys were doing was pretty cool with the shipping, and inventive. So I mean, run us down that.
Yeah, so we talked about how you could make a little bit of money with shipping, and that's definitely true. One thing that we noticed was the shipping with auto parts is a wild card. I mean, we had some items that again, you're paying $15 for the part, but because it's an odd shape or because it's extra heavy, you're going to ship it for at least that much, maybe more. There was one specific part that we shipped, which was a cylinder head for a BMW, which is very long, narrow, and extremely heavy. So we actually had to make a custom box, and we sold the part for, I think it was $1,900. But to ship it was $500.
That's crazy.
And we're the ones who made the packaging, and so we just put together this box, and we put spray foam in it, and we threw in as many circus peanuts as we could find, and I think it went to somewhere back east, New York, I guess. But I mean, that shipping was 20% of the total value.
And then just pray it arrives alive, right?
Exactly.
I remember you were making some crates and branding them and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Totally, yeah. So that was another cool thing that we did with the crates is we actually had a stencil for the company, Nip and Tuck Performance. So we'll give a little shout out.
Give a little shout out
to them. And no, it's not a plastic surgery house. It is actually for the whole nip and tuck concept of plastic surgery with your car, right?
Hi, this is high performance. This is above my Prius. Could use some nipping and some tucking.
Probably could.
But no, I mean it was original. It was creative. It made you guys stand out. When you get a custom package in the mail with your part in there that's got branding and it's got it looks like that's what you bought, and then you get to open it and hear, not hear but see what you bought is like in this nice package. I'm sure that helped with the feedback and probably return customers because you can get these parts anywhere, right?
You get your name out there.
So you need to get out there. Now you've since went on to different. I was going to say quit that job, but you got different jobs, and sometimes part-time jobs are just that. They're there for a part-time. You get something more permanent. But you've still been. I mean, ever since I've known you, you've been a guy that sells or flips or likes to look into cars, trucks, that kind of thing. With not even being on the eBay, but more the local side. How'd you go about that? I know you're always kind of perusing the classifieds. What kind of things are you looking for when you're buying and selling, and what kind of things when you're selling specifically do you like to do that you think makes a difference with that sell that makes you stand out from that Adam down the street trying to sell that same truck?
How successful are you, Adam? That's the question.
I've bought and sold a lot of homes in my life.
A lot of homes because he's lived in a lot of cars.
I have slept in my truck several times before.
For an extended period of time.
The Walmart parking lot.
Just one night.
He calls it camp, and I call it, hard times.
Good question.
Good, yeah, well, let's get back to that. Sorry, Adam's taking the brunt of it this week. I have to be nice because Cole's here.
No bother. Another thing that's been mentioned on the show before is with eBay, you have this ability to sort of disconnect. Not completely disconnect, but you're doing a lot more communication via text, via email, via eBay messaging back and forth on eBay, and you're communicating the value prospect of your product through your ad. But when you're doing stuff on local classifieds, whether that be Craigslist for people around the country, or here in the West we have KSL. Adam mentioned Facebook earlier. All of these require well, not always, but a lot of times they require a personal interaction. And so it's kind of up to you as to whether or not you want to get into that local scene. But a lot of times with auto parts and stuff, it is a little bit easier. And the reason for that being, you can talk to the other person about what was the application of this particular piece that you found out in your garage, because there could be parts that you have in your garage they could be used on a wide variety of vehicles, and maybe you want to be able to have that back and forth conversation that's just a little bit more difficult to have over eBay or over email, right? And so what I've found lately is you guys mentioned it, but Facebook is awesome because it's not eating into your bottom line with shipping. Usually, sometimes it might, but you can set geographical limits on your searches. And so from a buyer's standpoint, they're going to go in there and say, I want a part that's 20 miles away from me or less. And then they hit you up, Facebook Messenger, text you, whatever, and
might be any time of day or night. might be any day of the week.
Sometimes.
And is that still available?
Yes. Exactly.
So how's your negotiation? What you do when you get hit up? Maybe this guy's, because a lot of that is the scammers, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of people don't want to sell on Craigslist or that kind of thing, because you're gonna get that phone call or you're gonna get that text of, hey, I'm in the military. I'll PayPal you over the money. I'm gonna have some guy come pick it up. I mean, I've even had that, and I'm nowhere near a car guy trying to sell cars, and so people are a little nervous about getting scammed, right?
Yeah.
You don't have that
What's
PayPal.
What's your checking account number, and then I'll make sure and put in a little bit of money. You tell me if you get it.
You tell me if you get it. This that. So what do you do to ease people when they're like, okay, I'm going to reach out? One, they're not wanting to get scammed, but two, you're kind of on guard with not wanting to be scammed yourself, and you want the sale to go through. You want them to come pick you up. Get the part, get the car, whatever. How do you negotiate, or how do you go about it? Because I think you have a pretty good skill set when it comes to talking with people and messaging, and I've seen some of your descriptions and stuff. And what's your secret sauce? It's not just
secret sauce.
It's not just me that says, yeah, I got a gray Pontiac, and I think it's an '89, and it runs.
It runs good.
I don't know what model it is.
Runs good when the tire's not flat.
Clean one owner. We just drove her to church on Sunday,
Meanwhile, it's a pile.
Yeah, they come to see it. They drove 50 miles, and they're looking to fight now.
Exactly. Well, you know what? The truth is, people just want to talk to someone who's genuine. And you'll see that a lot with eBay sales, with person-to-person sales, Facebook, whatever your forum is. When you're genuine, you're going to get a better reaction from your buyers, and this is so true. I've seen this many times, and a part that I sold recently, actually on Facebook, I posted it on eBay. It was on eBay. It was on one of our local sites, KSL. It was on Facebook, and actually Facebook was the very quickest to get it sold. And at the end of the interaction, I put in my description that I would deliver the part. So that's another part of being genuine. I think people trust that. And after the delivery was done, I never actually met the guy, but I just left the part on his porch, and he came home from work, and there it was, just like Amazon,
So how did you get payment on that?
That's a great question. Well, first I'll just tell you the rest of our interaction. Okay. But so he messaged me and says, I really appreciate your character. It's rare to find a seller that is as honest as you were. Thank you for an accurate description. Thanks for a quick delivery, and thanks for a fair price. And actually that time, the way we collected payment was via Venmo. So and you can. It's similar to PayPal.
Be careful about Venmo around property. He's going to start lecturing you about taxes. He's just shaking his head. He's giving up. This has turned into the DeathPiles show.
It's tough when they have two microphones. I don't like being that close to you.
I was snuggling right up. I was going to share these earphones with you, like they were those when you had that iPad and you'd share your cord. I don't know what they're called, earpods. I was willing to do that with you.
This ain't no jackpot honeymoon suite. No, it's funny because we get into that as you talk about Venmo stuff, and we'll just get into it. You're basically selling junk that was going to the scrapyard. Is that what I'm hearing?
Most of the time.
So you're selling stuff that was getting thrown away, and you're selling it for, 20, 30, 40 times value of scrap, I'm guessing. And,
at least.
And all because you says, hey, that's got value to it. All right, kid, go give it a shot. and that's really how easy it is if you realize, hey, this has value before you throw something away. See if you can sell it, right, Cole?
Exactly.
So when I was saying that Venmo thing, I get in that with a lot. Just count your money you're getting, because the reality of what you're doing, I know that you're spending a lot of expenses, and if you think you're hiding money by pocketing it or not counting in Venmo, the government will eventually find out about it.
Well, and also, if you're going to sit there and deliver it, you get track those miles, right? That's a write-off, and then you get to go out and take the wife or whoever to dinner while you're out and about, and that's a write-off. So as long as you're declaring that stuff, that's actually...
Did you just say wife or whoever? That better be his wife. Isn't that your sister?
Well, sometimes I have Chuck the dog with me, and me and Chuck go, and I might get her a little sandwich.
I thought you were referring to the money that Cole's getting. He better be taking.
Well, I'm talking to the collective listener out there. I'm saying, if you're out there and you're thinking, well, I don't want to deliver a part all the way across town. They can just come get it off my porch. Well, think about what Cole said there with the service. He's got this guy that next time he has a part, he's made a relationship where this guy's more likely to buy off of him because he trusts him. And, yeah, you have to drive it 15 minutes across town or wherever it was. But on the way, those miles are tax deductible, like we've talked about. If you grab you a meal, that's tax deductible, like we've talked about. And if you and the missus get out and have a little bonding time, a little ride around town, that's cool. Or if you're doing it on your way to work, whatever. I'm not judging. Or if you got Chuck the dog in the back seat and she wants a cheeseburger, that's tax deductible. That's all I'm saying. So back to your story, Cole. I told you Venmo get the man set off.
Don't want to be hiding any of that money.
Don't
Sam, right?
Don't be. What's that? What they call it when you're money laundering on the Venmo?
That's right. Via Venmo.
Via Venmo. So what kind of profits? I mean, so people got parts. What kind of money can we potentially be looking at? I mean, I know it's going to vary by parts and everything with condition and stuff, but just your average guy that's tooling around in the garage, or maybe you're going down the scrap yard, you're pulling some parts because you need something for whatever project you're on. There's a lot of other vehicles around there. What are some things that might surprise people with value, or probably easy to get, easy to sell? What's some of those ideas?
You mentioned a couple of great ways to source your different parts that you're going to sell. One of them being the super easy one, the death pile, the garage death pile. The garage death pile, honestly, you could have $2,000 worth of parts sitting in your pile. It's hard to say. Everybody's garage is different size. You might have stuff that you think is pure scrap, but you would be surprised the broken stuff you can sell on eBay and still make great margin, because again, what were your alternative was the garbage.
Yeah, I mean,
what you're paying for.
And people, I mean, if you put this broke, that's the thing. Everyone's always scared with their description and stuff. And like, no, be honest and put if it's broke or you're selling it for parts or whatever, and yeah, you'll be surprised.
The other one you mentioned is going to the scrapyard. There's guys that do this for a living. They have, between their YouTube channel and they're selling things on eBay, they go to the scrapyard and they have their GoPro on and they show you how to take parts off of a vehicle, and then they go home and they sell them on eBay for 100-200% margin because they bought it for $5. They're selling it for $40.
And yeah, you get that stuff that, I mean, you don't want to get somewhere you have to remove a whole engine or something like that. But there's some parts, and I'm sure it's just like anything. Once you identify what that is, there's probably just, I mean, profit to be made of just go, take the screwdriver, take a wrench, a little torque here, a little torque there. You got the part, and I guess probably should test it. And I guess if it sells, if it ships like we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. Yeah, you can. Again, just be genuine with your ads and that. Be genuine. Make sure that the customer, the buyer, knows everything as much about the object or about the part as possible, and you're going to be having a lot of happy customers. You're going to build your brand. You talked earlier about branding using the shipping method, right? You can be branding throughout your ads. You can be branding with the entire experience that you create for the buyer, and so it comes back to how many people can we make happy.
Have you ever had a repeat buyer where you said, okay, you went over, you've seen what the guy's into, you find another part and say, hey man, this goes to that same vehicle you're working on, or this guy might be interested in this part because I know what it, because I mean you guys have your specific you're either a Dodge guy, you're a Ford guy, you're a Chevy guy, or you're, with the muscle cars or whatever. So you know what parts go to what, and you kind of know what each other's working on, especially in a smaller community. Have you ever came across something like that where you're like, hey, I know Gary's working on this, hey, you call him up, you want this part? Anything like that ever happen? Or?
Oh, yeah. You can keep it local that way. We had several repeat customers on eBay when I worked for Nipentuck. We had people that were like, oh, these guys have this type of niche part. Well, let's see if they have this niche part as well. It came from the same car. And a lot of times we did.
So would they just message you up and say, hey, I'm looking for this?
Yeah, they would.
Had a good experience. Do you have this?
Yep, and the great thing about eBay is that we could always complete the transaction through eBay, have that security, have the trustable platform, because they might hit us up and say, do you have this part? And we hadn't even posted it yet. But we'd want to say, well, yeah, we do, but we're not just going to, do it via Venmo. we got to keep this on eBay.
FedEx me a bunch of cash.
Exactly.
We'll look around the shop.
Can I get a Western Union from you?
Hey, I happen to have some land over in Africa now because turned out I was related to a prince.
Oh.
And I won installment payment from having quite a bit of property, my friend. And it's only been $20,000, and its value is well over $100 million.
Wow.
So there.
Did you find him after you posted something on KSL or
Exactly.
Craigslist?
It was a car, yeah. He's bought a car from me, and now I became a prince.
Didn't I just see a news story about you because you were trying to get your friend to do the same thing?
Oh, you refer 5 friends, and you get you get double your income.
What do you have to sell to do that?
What's that?
What do you have to sell to do that?
It doesn't matter. It's magic juice. It'll cure everything. It does not matter. Don't get caught up on what a product is. Just
it's
get
all about
rich.
the experience, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, on most weekends, Cole, you're out on your dirt bike. You're riding around, especially when it's good weather. Now we've been talking eBay Motor. Does that cover dirt bikes and that kind of thing? Parts, all that?
Oh yeah. I mean, you can get on. You just one quick search on eBay Motors, and you could probably find anything that you would try to find for your vehicles anywhere else. It's going to be on eBay, and a lot of times you're going to have better variety, maybe some different colors, different aspects of the product that you couldn't find in other places. The great thing about eBay is it opens up this global marketplace, right? And so, maybe I've got a personally, I ride a Yamaha YZ250.
It's getting personal.
And I'm always looking for the European parts because sometimes the European bikes were cooler, and so eBay makes it easy for to get on from a buyer's perspective. But the same thing goes as a seller. If I have some unique graphics for my YZ250 that I posted them up. It's probably been a couple weeks ago now, but they're unique. They're 50th anniversary, and I got them for free not for free. I paid X amount for the bike, and I got the graphics with it.
And they came with it.
So basically for free. But again, people from Europe might have that same idea that I have being here in America. And so you can find everything, dirt bikes, quads, even getting into boats, jet skis, whatever your hobby is with a motor, you can find stuff for it on eBay Motors.
And it's kind of the same transaction. I've never really sold much on eBay Motors, just because that's not my niche. That's not where I'm at. Is it basically the same as far as listing, getting your money, shipping? It's all basically the same formula, right?
It is. It's the same formula. Like we said, shipping can be a wild card. But every other aspect of it is very similar to selling any other part. And like you said, some guys are a Dodge guy, Ford guy, Chevy guy.
I'm a money guy.
Honda guy. Whatever kind of guy you are.
He's a Prius guy.
He is a Prius guy.
Which gets me money. Especially when gas prices are creeping up, people start complaining about it. I'm like, yeah, that's too bad.
The thing about eBay Motors is it hones in on this culture of car guys, car people, right? So like you said earlier, it's nice because you all speak a similar language. If you're going to be selling stuff on eBay Motors, you're going to sell something, and the buyer on the other end is going to get the pros and cons of the product because you're all car guys. You're on eBay Motors. You're there together, car guys or gals. Excuse me. Let me be inclusive to all. But that's the thing about eBay Motors is it hones in on this culture of people with a similar interest. Anything with a motor, let's sell it.
Get her going. And also with that, so those European things, you can sell those locally too. So say you buy it off eBay, you get bored with it on your bike, it doesn't fit or whatever, you put it on your local Facebook or classified or whatever. I mean, they might not just be looking for it. They're not doing the work that you are, so there's another opportunity, right?
Exactly.
Well, Prumpy, what you got, man?
Well, we're going to get into just a couple more questions before we let our good guest go here. I know he had to eat a fine dinner before he came in and started with us.
Hey, before he came from, he was testing. He's getting ready to graduate from college. He had to take a big test, still pulled it off, drove straight here to be with us, and had to go grab some dinner on the way. But he was willing to sacrifice dinner to come and be a part of the show.
Fought through the gangs, fought through the alleyways, the dogs.
Out there fighting.
My car is destroyed out there.
That was a commitment. Now, these are just dirty, filthy, fake news that you guys are putting out about the fine establishment that we work out of.
Man, if it's being recorded, it can't be fake.
So
Scripted news. Choreographed.
all right, Cole, you've obviously got some things you've done in the past with these bikes and these dirt things and making money at it, because let's be honest, it costs a lot of money to own all these vehicles that you have. You have a problem. you and your wife, and you have 5 vehicles, and your child's 11 months old. You have a problem. And I'm sure that your wife would admit the same thing.
I admit it. I do have a problem.
You have one of those addictive personalities that can probably...
I didn't go down and ask him how many he has owned since I've known him. I just asked how many he currently
that
owns.
would have been a whole nother can of worms there.
and all of those take money, though. And that's the thing, these are... People look at it differently, and I'm sure you've probably smoothed it over and you've got your wife to understand that, but these vehicles all are investments.
Mm.
They are worth something, and at some point you will pull the trigger to sell that to make money. But here's the problem. You and I both know you're not going to pocket that. You're going to just buy the next thing, right?
Just buying more parts.
just fill in the wagon. You can't sell things out of an empty wagon.
Like Granny used to say.
Cole knows Granny.
So, well,
You know what? Actually, Crump, you bring up a great point. I want to kind of speak to that for
Great.
a second. Honestly, if you look at cars, what are they from a tax guy, from a finance guy's perspective? They're a net loss.
They're
right?
They're a depreciable asset. The second you take it off the
Exactly.
lot, it's worth half of what it was.
Even when you buy it used, a lot of times, right? You're just going to lose value over time. There's some exceptions here, right? Maybe you've got 90s Corvette that's in super pristine shape, low miles, and it might be worth more than it was when you bought it. But that happens. That's like the 1%.
Okay.
So the nice thing about selling these parts on eBay Motors is you're recouping, right? You're taking that net loss to let's make this a break even, or let's profit a little bit, and then I'm having even more fun when I'm out there ripping the bike on the weekends because I know I'm not losing money.
You're funding your hobby.
Exactly.
That's mostly what this show is about, is funding your hobbies.
Exactly.
And just like you've realized that is sometimes you may have a busted up bike or something that somebody would get rid of, but you're like, hey, if I sell those parts, I can get more for it than selling it for salvage.
Exactly.
So I want to make sure I understand this. I can buy a car on eBay.
Oh yeah. Now the shipping gets weird.
I
The shipping does get weird.
You got a guy like me in your driveway with your car, but, I'll shout, you're good.
can buy a car and you're going to send it. I bet you my post office man, he's going to be a little upset about that.
So the way it works is...
No wonder Newman was so ticked off.
You got these hotshot drivers all over the country.
A what?
Hotshot drivers.
Can we talk about that on the air?
This was another venture that me and Cole thought about getting into as a side business or a business at some point.
Hotshot driving to make money on shipping.
So, explain that. Dumb it down for me.
Okay, so a hotshot driver, he can get on to these boards where eBay will say, okay, we need a car shipped from A to B.
All right.
All right, and these hotshot drivers, they have specific trailers that are designed to take several cars from, again, A to B.
Crump, Nevada to Payson.
Yeah,
Okay.
for a good example. And it's, anywhere from 30 to 70 cents a mile plus.
Okay.
Depending on the weight of the car, the condition of the car. A lot of times you got specific, instructions related to you have to drive the car really carefully onto the trailer. It has to be perfect for us weird car guys like that. And that part of it can get a little pricey. But the interesting thing is you look at the used car market across the country. I'll use this example. In Utah, diesels are stupid expensive because we got all these...
The Diesel Brothers.
We got the Diesel Brothers out here. That's right.
I heard that Cummins outside when you pulled up. What's that guy? Oh,
you probably heard it miles away.
That was probably people fighting with dogs that you heard.
No, that was his diesel truck. That's what it was.
He drives the Red Rhino mobile.
So you got these Diesel Brothers out here, right? So the diesel market is huge.
Okay.
But you go back east and you got diesels for 40% less.
So
it's
you're
insane.
Buying out east, bringing them in, buy low, sell high.
Right.
Greatest advice you can get. Doesn't matter if you're on the stock market, you're slinging Cadbury eggs, or you're buying diesel trucks.
So the good thing is, Cole has a buddy that does this, and we looked into it. He'll go back east and pick up the truck, but on his way back east, he's going to drop off cars along the way, pick it up, and then bring it back out here, and he's making money on that transaction as well. And you're getting it for 40% less, so win-win-win.
We call it double dipping.
It's all boosting the economy, right?
Hitting it, coming and going. So you're doing things on eBay. You're selling parts. You're being the entrepreneur, enjoying your riding. I'm always about specifics, man. You got 5 cars. What are they? You got to break us down. Give us a make and model so we know what kind of addiction you have.
Do you want the full spec list?
No.
Every mod?
No, the long story told short that Derek is real good at. Long story short.
Well, we'll go in order of least favorite to most favorite.
Ooh.
Okay.
Actually, this is dangerous.
Well,
on the air, I don't know if I can do that.
Okay, well,
We better just go
Just
with
give us the 5.
a general list.
No specific order.
Okay, no specific order. These are the 5 vehicles that. How many are on blocks into your backyard?
Well, they all run, man. He's not an on-block guy like me.
All right, what else?
He'd be embarrassed if they were on blocks.
All right, Prumpy. So the first one is my YZ250. I talked about it. It's a 2013 YZ250 dirt bike.
Okay.
No more safety in Utah, so soon to be dirt bike and street bike.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's why I counted in the car category. 99 BMW E46. That's a 328i. And it's a manual, which is super rare. The thing is awesome. Super pristine. A 2009 Lexus IS350. The 350 is a monster. That thing, we've had that up to the drag strip, and it's a hoot to drive. It's just so smooth. That's the thing about Lexus, man. Perfect.
Did you say it was a hoopty to drive? Is that what I heard? A hoopty?
I'm not going to get into any controversy with the Lexus, but he did say that he has took it drag strip driving. He's raced this car.
Oh, yeah. And I've sold things off of it on eBay.
All right,
Lexus has come with this big old plastic real estate over your engine, and so we sell the little plastic pieces that people want to pay $100 for that we don't need.
And when he takes you to the Jazz game, you get parking the Lexus lot for free.
The little plug for Lexus there. And
Larry H. Miller, we love the man. Miss him.
oh, Larry and Gail.
Did you know there was a Lexus parking lot that you can park in for free if you have a Lexus?
No, but I remember Larry when he had no legs. Remember that?
You brought this up once before. You're not bringing this down again.
I'm not bringing it down. It was a hard thing to see, but I wonder if there was like a special place you could park in the Larry Lexus area with no legs.
If you own the parking lot, you can park wherever you want.
So where does Gail park? Is she
All
still
right.
over there?
I mean, you're throwing us off. So
Gail and new Larry go to the games a lot. But anyways, back to the Lexus.
I saw the new Larry the other game. It was a good thing. I saw it the last playoff game. Okay, so we got the Lexus, we got the BMW, the dirt bike. What are our other two?
1987 GMC Sierra square body with a TBI 350 Chevy. Super, super rare. Super rare. I mean, there's only 1 year that they came square body and with a fuel injected motor.
What do we call that one?
That one is hashtag Super Gramps.
Super Gramps.
And that is a relative's. That vehicle is a relative, belongs to a relative of our good friend Daryl.
So you're saying it's about. There's a reason it's rare. Are you saying it's like the cousin of the Ford Edsel? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Cole?
This ain't no Fiat.
That's what I'm telling you.
So we got a extremely rare, once of a lifetime truck, and then what's the last one?
The last one is the old. This one's called Gramps, just Gramps.
Okay.
And that's the old Dodge Diesel you see out there, with broken windows and flat tire.
I'm gonna go chase that kid off that's trying to take that tire.
Listen, these guys.
I'm glad you put the club on that.
We might as well be CNN.
Gramps is my work truck, and that thing is awesome.
Now you can call me a liar, but we got a guest in the studio. Why would he come in here and defame anything? He's just reporting what he's seeing out the window. And, you know, for him to come in here and risk life and limb after a test, he's going to be a graduate of a college university, man, here soon. And he's just protecting his car out there. That's all he's saying.
How long did it take you to graduate? We had this discussion. Every year you come in to do your taxes, I'm like, hey, the credit's only good for 4 years, man. What we calling you doctor? What's the word here?
You're talking to the 13-year man, right?
Let's just say
if I
we've
beat you.
paid for the masters, but we haven't even gotten a bachelor's
Well,
yet.
that's okay. It took me 13 years. I'm just giving you a benchmark.
There we go. I'm at year 6. So.
Well, hey, man, you're not even halfway to where I was at.
That's
so,
right.
And you're still well ahead of the game. Well, Cole, appreciate you coming in, giving you some of your wisdom. I guess give us a little snippet. Tell people how they can really get started and why they should do it.
The thing with eBay Motors, it comes back to exactly what we talked about, and we've talked about several times before on the show, and that is that you've got a pile in the house. Start with the pile. Sell the junk, because that stuff's basically free to you. Otherwise, it's going to be scrap. Then you can get into some of these other, you'll discover it for yourself, the best way to move forward after you sell that junk, because you're going to feel like, oh, I sold this, I can sell anything. And you're gonna have your rookie mistakes. We've talked about those. You're gonna find parts that are, well, I paid a little more than I wanted to for that one, but
Let's change that word junk to jewels. It's inventory.
Exactly.
It's no longer junk when you can sell it for $7 on eBay.
Hashtag junk to jewels.
There you go.
Hopefully more than $7.
Well,
on the Twitter machine.
there you go. Well, Cole, appreciate your wisdom. Thanks for coming by. Tell your good wife we appreciate her giving us your time.
Thank
and
you.
tell that nice baby, her dad's going to be on the radio. I
The radio, this is the pod cart.
the pod beams, pod cards. Yeah.
You don't even know where this is at.
It's on the interwebs.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I'll make my way out slowly and carefully.
I do got one more thing to bring up.
All right. Well, Cole just left the studio safe and sound.
Safe and sound. I had his back. He ran. He had to run out to that.
Don't even get me started. You get
Scary. It's the nice part of Ogden's next thing you're going to tell
the
me.
nice part of Ogden.
Hey, I got one long, quick story to tell you. So I think sometimes people are out to get me. And I'm at work again. A lot of my things come at work.
The IRS is always out to get you.
They're going to do this fund, which is a good thing. They're helping out some lower income people. They're trying to get money for their charity and whatnot.
Okay.
So they're doing a donation drive to where you bring your stuff in and you bring it to the break room, and they're going to go donate to Savers, and Savers is going to pay them $0.25 a pound for whatever they donate. For those of you that don't know, Savers is a local thrift store.
Okay, so quarter a pound.
Well, what do I do?
You said, I'll give you 35 cents.
I'm the guy going to Savers and buying the stuff. So there I got to box it all up because I'm the delivery driver. I got to go through all this stuff, box it up, and take it up to the donation center. And I can't go through and I'm not going to be embezzling things. Hey, what happened to that last job? Yeah, they were doing a donation drive, 25 cents a pound. But I got me a nice coat out of it. So I got to see these items and think, man, I just wish that I could just give you the quarter.
Did they ask you for a receipt?
Yeah, it's all tax deductible.
No, I'm saying you dropped the stuff off from work. Did they ask you for a receipt when you came back?
Well, actually, I'm taking it to another facility, and we're doing it as a grand gesture with the whole company.
The Grand Poobah?
So, and so I got to box it all up, Take her. So I'm just like, you're mocking me now that you know that I sell stuff on the internet.
They did it on.
Let's just put some salt in the wound. So I see, man, you're not making any money. Now I'm not gonna. I should do it, but I'm not gonna volunteer my time and say I'll do this all for you for free and make you more than a quarter an item. But
you should have had them learn how to list it. You should have had a good work meeting.
We should have. I'm sitting there thinking, come on, people, a quarter a pound.
All right. So funny thing, talk with a friend. Once you get into this, like it's an addiction. You know what he told me? Man, we were at this the school the other day. Had my eye on the lost and found.
The lost and found. I've been in many a building, and you see that lost and found. You're like, oh man, that's a nice item, right? You see that? You see that?
That's what he told me. He said he didn't go get it. But what's the timeline on that? Like,
that's why I wondered. You just wait like 2 or 3 weeks, and if it's still there, hey, they're not coming back for it.
I know
you're just going to donate it.
Ecclesiastical building has one of those too.
I've seen some nice Scout shirts.
Yeah.
Of all the things that you bring so your kids will be quiet.
Yeah.
And they just leave it there.
Free night. I mean, they're going to turn around and take it to the savers anyways.
Yeah, they're going to go donate it, and then you're going to go. So let's just cut out the middle, man.
Yeah. Why don't you see if you?
Why don't you go to church and steal items?
That is not what I'm saying.
Just
not.
I did not do that at work either. But there was a couple things where I'm like, oh man, there's a pair of shoes, brand new in a box, like a $70 was the used price. I'm like, oh, I can't lose my job. But
you're not going to go through that again.
Oh man, it's not going to be another Gaylord incident. Not on my watch.
Dude, some of the things you say are just unbelievable.
They're all true. That's the sad part.
That's the best part.
That's the best part is now don't get me wrong. We don't let the truth get in the way of a good story around here.
No, we don't.
But every story I tell is either 100% true or 99% based in truth, right?
There's no fabrication here.
Unfortunately not. I can show you the honey building.
Your honey pot.
Well, maybe I'll take tours. If you want to know where this is at, come out here. I'll drive you over, and you can go find honey probably still in the rackings.
You've never invited me.
You don't. $20.
You want me to pay you to go see this?
That's exactly what I just said before this. Come on out. I'll take you to the thrift store, and I'll take you to the honey spot.
Personal guide, huh?
At $20.
So really, what you're telling me is, I got a client. You know, he's a guide on the river. He takes people fly fishing. We could turn this into a guide at the Goodwill.
Yeah, I'm always up for those. When you go to the city, I always take the guided bus tours.
And the guided
see all the good
tours.
stuff.
Well, getting through it. I mean, we're to that point, my friend. I know we could go on and on and on.
That's the problem. We can always go back. I mean, look at my list now. We didn't even scratch the surface, but we got a lot out. Again, thanks to Brother Colbert for coming out and laying down the knowledge that I don't have the expertise in. Like I say, we're not going to tell you that we know something that we don't. We'll bring in somebody that knows it.
Yeah, we don't want to hear about that off-the-air story that he was... I just can't believe you guys did that on your family vacation.
Hey, we have a good time, man. And if they're going to sit there and be around the family and act like they're better than the family, they're going to be exposed to what we're doing. She should have walked faster. That's all there is to it.
I don't want to hear about you guys being exposed to other people anymore.
Well, not exposed, but we're there as a group, and if you don't want to be a part of it, walk faster or walk slower, but don't be in the middle of the conversation and act like you're not going to get talked to like
Wasn't
that.
your expulsion expunged?
Here's a fun story.
We don't have time.
You know who Jeff Fisher is?
The football coach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was down in Cedar City because
Okay.
I think his son coaches there or something.
Yeah.
Somebody broke into his car and robbed him, and he just wants his credit card back.
That
Expunge that.
is so random. We better end it right.
Well, I
on
mean,
that.
Cedar City's just one of those cities. I don't know.
We better. Cedar City's a bad place.
It's dangerous.
It is dangerous.
It's more dangerous now. Now it's getting dark here. We better end.
You just never know.
I should have had Colt State and put the lights on when I went out to the parking lot.
You never know what your friends are going to get you to in Cedar City.
Hey, all I know is there's two things that are what?
That are certain.
For certain in life?
For certain in life?
Oh, my God. It's one more. Waddy went to the Mariners game.
Okay.
He's getting bobbleheads, but his problem is they're losing by like 12, 13 runs.
Oh, yeah.
So that team, Mariners, you need to step it up so Waddy can make some money. Nobody wants your bobbleheads if you're getting beat by 20 points in a baseball game.
They're called runs. and they got rid of Ichiro. That's the problem.
You told me Ichiro retired in Japan.
That's what I'm saying. They let him go. He only had 2 games, so now the Mariners are awful.
Well, why didn't they sign him for the whole season?
I'm not a general manager.
Well, you call that general manager and you tell him at least...
Why'd they let Randy Johnson go? Why is Ken Griffey Jr. not playing there?
Man, Waddy went to a movie and he sat by Sean Kemp the other day. True story. The Rain Man. Still living there. Bunch of kids.
They just showed his dunk that he had on somebody. They just showed like a 20-year ago from that time. That guy was an animal, man.
They were good.
Isn't he the guy who's got several children all over the country?
Legitimate or not, him and Karl Malone probably have
Plethoras.
a plethora. That's a whole other bonus show. The
Yeah.
children of these guys.
The offspring.
Anyways,
we need your help getting to 60 reviews, man.
That's right. You go ahead and give us that 5-star. Give us the like. Give us a thumbs up on the YouTube. Cole listens to us on the Spotify, I believe,
Wow.
or Stitcher, one of those two. We're there. There's a way to review us or give us a hey, good job, guys. Get us to 16. You'll have a story unlike any other story that you have heard before.
There's no way that somebody could come turning in this episode thinking, I'm going to hear about a large bearded man talking about a Gaylord and honey and being all sticky.
We probably should have labeled it that way. We might have got a few more downloads.
Well, you're going to be the one naming the pod bean. So, hey, there's 2 things that are certain in life, my friend.
DeathPiles
And taxes.